Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Radash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, the great millstone, who rule well, peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, Shabbat Chanak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Radash. All right, shalom, shalom to all the believers out there fighting for their faith. It is evil, wicked last days. Okay, this is gonna be an in-transit lesson. It's gonna be really quick because you know I gotta get to slavery, and I'm in transit there. I have a little bit of time before I get there, and I wanted to speak about this. I was trying to get to it yesterday. Spirit didn't allow, so I'm gonna vaguely touch on it now, and then maybe I'll go deeper into a lesson or do another lesson. And this is basically about the king of Babylon, which we know as Donald J. Trump, aka Nero, coming back in the reincarnation. All right, the cruel Lord. All right, the king of Babylon and his assault on the tribes. You've seen it. We all seen it. The whole world has seen it. And it's talking about what the U.S. America did under the orders of Trump, which we know Trump takes orders. He's not the head guy in charge. He's like a figurehead, okay, but he does hold power, okay. Just like the CEO of a company holds power. They don't hold all the power, but they do hold some power, okay. How he went into Venezuela and just snatched up, all right, the president of Venezuela, the so-called Democratic elected president of Venezuela, and his wife. That's the story. You know, that's what they're feeding us. There's video and photos of him in the plane, him walking after they, landed in New York, and I believe it was New York or it was Washington D.C. One of them. I believe it was New York, maybe. You know, and so-called pleading guilty. But what I want to actually touch on and speak about is how Trump basically said, "Hey, look, we're going to take the oil." All right, and we're going to rebuild the infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, the energy infrastructure in Venezuela. And we are going, basically, America's going to benefit off of the oil, not the people, not the Venezuelan people. There's been a major embargo, okay, on Venezuela, stopping trade, okay? And Venezuela, they were sending their gas, their oil to, to China. They were trading with China, trading with Cuba, trading with Russia. And basically, America stopped that, okay? And Trump basically said Cuba is pretty much getting ready to fall. They don't have to intervene like that. They're getting ready to fall. America cut Cuba off of, Venezuelan oil. So Cuba's ready to fall, and then he took shots at the who knows who's running Venezuela right now, who knows. But they basically said if they don't want to get in line, the next rulers, they don't want to get in line, they're going to do it again. They're going to go back to Venezuela and do a second strike. As well as he took shots at the president of Colombia. He said he better watch his ass. Okay? So they're going to go after Colombia next. Pretty much, it's an all-out assault on the tribes, on Central and South America. Okay? He also took shots at Mexico. Okay? And all those Central and South American countries. All right, he also earlier this year, he took shots at Canada. All right, and then the new latest one is Trump going back to the statement about taking over Greenland, which is controlled by Denmark. And the prime minister of Denmark, which is a lady, She basically said if Trump goes and takes military action against Greenland, NATO will be dismantled. Okay? Let me bring out Isaiah the 19th. There's a lot going on. Well, hold on. Trump basically he campaigned on stopping all the wars. That's how he campaigned. He said if I was in there, it wouldn't even happened. Right? This is Biden's war. This is not my war. The first day I get in, I'm going to stop the war. I'm going to tell Putin, I'm going to give Putin a call and say, stop it, Putin. Just stop. Right? But what's the reality of what's actually happening? More wars are starting. Okay? And the whole world knows why they're starting it too. America's trying to take back that dominance again. It's pretty much colonialization. Recolonialization. All right, Isaiah 19 and 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. Okay? And Donald J. Trump, we believe he got to be that cruel Lord. Now, could somebody come up in his stead and be more cruel? Yeah, absolutely. Nevertheless, the way that Trump is acting, he's going against, he's not even going through the proper legal procedures to execute these supposed wars or the war on terrorism. He deemed, Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife as narco terrorists. That's a new term. So you can see how the devil, he could just make something up and then demonize you. And again, he's going to do that with, he's going to do that with the Israelites. Okay, he's going to have false flags with Israelites. Okay, he's going to have patsies, individuals that he's easily controlled to fulfill a particular deed, do a particular deed, so he can demonize. Because before he went into Venezuela, what did he do? There's been a big and major demonization campaign, man. Oh, I can't forget. Trump is threatening to go to Iran. Okay, and Iran basically said that America is causing disruptions. They're starting riots and protests in Iran. This is all happening all at the same time. And basically Trump said if Iran continues to kill innocent protesters, we are going to have to intervene and save the people of Iran. Okay? And I will give the Egyptians into the hand of a cruel Lord. And a fierce king, Donald J. Trump, he's acting as a king. He's not acting as a so-called president. Okay? He's acting as a king with impunity. He's doing what he wants. All right? And the government is complicit. There's really no heavy outcry, okay? There's really no heavy outcry about what Donald J. Trump is doing. Not even on the Democratic side. Oh, we got to look into it, we don't like it, but there's no action against it. The congressmen are not stepping up. The military, like everybody in Trump's administration are sycophants. They're ass kissers, if you will. They're all with the agenda, and if they're not with the agenda, bear with me. All right, easily they can be replaced. Okay, if they don't want to get with it, they can easily be replaced. That was the sentiment when you have Pete Hegseth, speak to all those hundreds and hundreds of generals that were flown in. High-level military ranking officers and generals and admirals. Basically the leadership of the military. And he basically told them, hey, look, we are going to replace you if you don't want to get down. So the left and the right, they're all working together. It's a big charade speaking about, how one is against another. The scriptures speak about how there was two horns like a lamb, but he spake as a dragon. All right, look what they're actually doing. And see, that dragon light, that draconian light behavior is going to befall the American people. That cruelness, that fierceness, all right, is going to befall the American people. All right, heavy draconian restrictions are coming. Austerity measures are coming to America. Okay, and you're going to have uprisings. You're going to have people going against the government. This is what the scriptures say. We're at the cusp of all these things actually happening. All right, and and a fierce king shall rule over them. Right, Trump is acting as a king, said the Lord of hosts. All right, so we can definitely see that Trump is that cruel Lord, that fierce king, and everything that from our apostle elders on down been speaking about this collapse. You have the beast shall hate the whore, NATO coming against America. We can see all that manifesting. Jacob's trouble. All right, they bombed and seized a tanker in Nigeria and bombed Nigeria. Okay, they literally captured a standing president. Okay, and then the mainstream media is saying he's the ousted president Nicolas Maduro. No, he was kidnapped, and we're not giving no justification of that. Nicolas, he's a demon. Okay, none of these rulers are righteous rulers. Okay, they're all wicked. Nevertheless, prophecy is being fulfilled, and as the scriptures say in Proverbs the 21st chapter, first verse, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and he turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, vaguely paraphrasing, meaning these moves that these kings, these leaders are doing, and the things that they say openly, and how there's infighting and controversy, okay, between them. Okay, that's all done by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Shai. Okay, and 2026. I mean, God damn. I mean, it's so much going on. It's ridiculous. All these wars are getting ready to start. Why? It's because the American Empire is on a collapse. So just like ancient Rome, they have to go and reestablish their dominance and reestablish the mainstream or the global the global status quo, meaning America has a hegemony. You do what America says, okay? You use the American currency. You don't trade with nations that America says you can't trade with. You don't do deals with people America says you can't do deals with, and America owns your resources, okay? While your people, die through starvation, through poverty. All right, us, America, and not speaking about the everyday American citizen, speaking about the elites, they reap, okay, all the benefits, okay? Now, there's another scripture. Let me see if I can bring that real quick, but I got to wrap it up. Micah 2. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Actually, I want verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence. You can read verse 1, 2. And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. If America's able to do this, these damn devils, the Edomites, they're able to do this in front of the whole world. What do you think they did in the past? Because this is all PC. How much more did they? What did they do in the past? Okay, so it just shows you that this is the same. This is the same old devil, man. I'm gonna close it there. I gotta go, but I pray the quick little lesson was edifying. Until next time, shalom to the elect.